Hi, fourth graders. Today we're going to talk about classifying triangles. This is lesson 10.2 in your Go Math textbook, and we are on page 385. Our essential question is, how can you classify triangles by the size of their angles? And our unlock the problem is where we begin. And it reminds us that a triangle is a polygon with 3 sides and 3 angles. And we know that the prefix tri means 3. And so a polygon, and poly means many. And so a polygon is a shape with many sides. And so a triangle is a polygon. A triangle is specifically a polygon with 3 sides and 3 angles. And we also learned yesterday that we know that we can name a triangle by the vertices of its angles, each vertex, okay? And so here are the possible names for this triangle shown here in this illustration. It could be triangle ABC, triangle BCA, triangle CAB, triangle ACB, triangle BAC, or triangle CBA. And so any of those would be correct answers if you were asked to name that triangle. And so over here is our reminder of how we read math. When you see a triangle, ABC, then we say triangle ABC. In much the same way that we say line segment AB or angle B or something like that. So an angle of a triangle can be acute. I'm sorry, let me start over. An angle of a triangle can be right, acute, or obtuse. And so yesterday we talked about how a right angle has a straight line, a straight vertical line, and a straight horizontal line, and it usually will have this label on it to show that it's a right angle. And an acute angle will be let me straighten that up a little bit. The right angle is going to be straight, just like this. And then an acute angle is going to be smaller, this area here. And an obtuse angle is going to be opened up wider. Do our straight line here, and an obtuse angle like that. And that's the angle there. Okay, so we're going to use, in activity 1, we're going to identify right, acute, and obtuse angles in triangles. And so we have to have some colored pencils or some crayons, anything that you have. Markers, you could use markers. They're going to bleed through to the other side, so be careful with that if you do use markers. So just be aware of that. We're going to start with our instructions. Use the triangle color guide to color the triangles below. And here is our table that tells us how we are to color our triangles. So we're going to color red. We're going to use our red crayon or colored pencil to color one right angle. So if we have any triangles that show a right angle, we're going to color them red. How many do you see? And remember, most of the time when you see a right angle, it's going to have this identifying mark here that we talked about earlier to show you that it is a right angle. And so we're going to color this one red. My coloring could use some work today. This one red. This one shows us it's a right angle. And then finally, this one. Those are all triangles that have one right angle in them. So you should have 1, 2, 3, 4 triangles on this page colored red. Next, we're going to look at blue, and we're looking for triangles that have one obtuse angle. Now remember, this is the one that is wide and open, much larger, almost going toward a straight angle, which is just a line. And so this one here, we can tell this angle right there, that is definitely obtuse. So we're going to color this one blue. Do you see another one? You would be right if you said this one. This one right here has an obtuse angle in it. And then finally, this one. So you should have 3 triangles colored blue. This one, and this one. And this is the angle that we're looking at here, right there. You don't have to do that, but I was just trying to show you. And then right here, and right here, okay? Our last one is that we are to find ones that have 3 acute angles. And so this one, this angle here is an acute angle because it's less than 90 degrees. This one is acute because it has less than 90 degrees. And this one is also. If you look over here, this one is acute. This angle here in this vertex is acute. And this one right here is acute as well. And so these 2 triangles we are going to color orange. Okay? Math talk. Can a triangle have more than one obtuse angle? Well, the answer to that is no. And it is because if you use 3 line segments to make 2 obtuse angles, there's no way to join that line so that you can make a triangle. And so there's just no way to have an obtuse. You have obtuse angles here, but at some point you're going to have an acute angle like right here and right here in order to connect this obtuse angle. Try this. Name the triangle with one right angle. And this one is, again, really simple to point out, or should be at this point, because we know that this little symbol here means that that is a right angle. And so the triangle with one right angle is triangle. Ooh, I can't even draw a triangle today. Triangle. This could be PQR, RPQ, any of those, okay? And so I'm just going to go PQR with my answer. But it literally could be in any order, those 3. Name the triangle with one obtuse angle. Remember, that's one that's going to be wide open. And if you chose angle triangle XYZ, you would be correct. So triangle XYZ. And then C says name the triangle with 3 acute angles. Well, we identified one that looks exactly like this one right here. And so that would be triangle ABC. Of course, again, just like we talked about at the very top of the page, these could be named any combination of those 3 letters. Okay? That is it for page 385.